we're going to go over stem and leaf plots, okay? On the next page, we have these two questions. It says a survey was conducted on the amount of gasoline per person in the U.S., measured in U.S. gallons. The results are shown on the stem plot. Use the stem plot for this question and the next one. So here, if you can see, let's see if I can zoom in a bit. That's better. It says the stem and leaf of gas usage is N is equal to 50. That means the total number of data, okay? So there's 50 pieces of data within all of these stem and leaf plots here. So there's 50 pieces of data. And it says a leaf unit, and we know leaf units are the, the ones that kind of leaf off. This is, see, we have two here, so we kind of got to figure out what this is. But I'm going to explain in a minute that this is actually the stem. This is the leaf. And this is the number of values, okay? And it says, sorry, that the leaf unit is in tens. So each of these values, this would actually kind of be like 90, okay? This would be 20. So this actually number is 290, okay? Where this number means 320. So they want you to multiply all the values by 10. That's what they mean when the leaf unit is in 10, okay? So the very first question says, what is the median amount of gasoline per person according to the stem and plot? Well, median is what?
The middle value.
Yeah, so what's the middle value? Middle value. Okay, well, middle value, we know there's 50 pieces of information altogether. So to find the middle value, we take the total n, and to find the middle, we divide that value by 2, and that's going to give us 25, right? But it's an even number. So in other words, what that means is we can count from the bottom up 25, and from the top down 25, and we're going to find two values at the number of 25, right? Then we'll have to find the average between them because this is an even number, okay? So what I'm going to write here is I'm going to explain the numbers as we go through. Our first value is 290, so we're going to write these out, okay? So we have 290 as our first value. What this means is they've now given you one piece of data. Now here with the 3, there's no leaf, so we assume there's no information. And if you notice, they still said there's only one piece of data. That's what that means. So we've still only given us one piece of data. So that makes sense. There's nothing here. The next number is 32, and we've got to multiply that by 10. So 32 is 320. And again, that makes sense because now it says we've given two pieces of data. Well, then for the next two, we have nothing. And again, we're still stuck at two pieces of data, okay? So this is just counting the number of data they've given us up to this point. Next number is 380, okay? 380, and again, we're now at three pieces of data. Okay, now the next stem and leaf is where we get a little more information. The next number we get is 40, which stands for 40 times 10, which is 400, okay? And then think of the next value as 41, which means 410. Oh. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is 40, that's the 400. And then we get 41, which is 410. And because there's two pieces of information here, 3 plus 2 equals 5. They've now given us 5 pieces of information. So they're actually helping us with this column on the left count down. So if you ever get something like this on the left and you're not quite sure it is, see if you can piece it together as a counting method. Okay. Now, what that really means, okay, is I can kind of cheat my way up this. Now that I know that this is a counting method, I know I got to get to 25. Well, at this point here, this is saying we've used 24 pieces of data. In other words, the next number must be the 25th. Okay. But what we're going to do is write these out just so they kind of make sense to us. Okay. The next piece of data, where we're going to get quite a bit of information, we're going to get, there's a 420, and then there's 3 430s. Right. 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense? 1, 2, 3. All right. Then the next piece of data. So at this point, we're up to 9. I'm going to put 10 on a row. Next piece of data, we have 440. There's 2 of them. So there's 1, 2 440s. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 450s. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Next one we have 460, and there's 1, 2, 3 of them. So 460. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 460s, and then we get 2 470s. And then we get a 480 and a 490. And a 490. Okay. And just to keep this organized, what I've done is put 10 pieces of data here, 10 pieces of data here, right? So I should have 5 rows by the time I'm done this, okay? There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 500s. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many numbers are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can fit 2 more on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 10s. So I can fit 2 more on this one here. So I'm counting up to 10. And then how many 5 10s did I say?
5.
5. So I can put 3 more. Alright, we'll continue putting out this data. Okay, 4 10s. We'll finish those. Bye, Mods.
Bye.
1, 2, 3 5 20s. 2, how many 5 30s does it look like?
2.
2 5 30s. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more pieces of information we can put. So we're going to put 2 more 5 40s on here.
There's 6 of them. 5. No.
And then there's 1, 2, 3 more to put in. 540, 540, 540. Yuck. 3 550s. 2 560s. A 570 and a 580. Perfect. So there's 10 pieces of information in each column. Okay. So I've done this. Now this is a lot of work. We didn't actually have to go through all this, but we've done this to make this easier to count through our stuff. Well, we know we're looking for the 25th term from the bottom. So that means here's 10, 20, and this would be 21, 22, 23, 24, and then this would be the 25th value. Why did I put 50? I meant 25. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Now, and again, we could have cheated, like I said. Here's 24. So we know that 490 was the 24th, which meant the next number, 50, was the next number, was the 25th value, which is exactly what we found, 500 to be the 25th value. When we're counting down, it did the same thing. This is 1 from the top. Then it added 3 more to it. That's 4 from the top. Then it added another, I think, 6. No. Another 8 here, so that's 12, 17, and then it says 9 in here. The reason this is 9 is because there's a flip over. We can't count from the top to a value, and we can't count down from the bottom to a value. They're trying to give us a halfway point. So we knew we were at 17. Well, then this would be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And this value would actually be 25 from the top, right? This would be 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and that's 25. Well, because we're looking for the median term, that's the number in the middle. But we don't have a number in the middle, so I got to find the average. Well, luckily, what are these two terms?
500.
So what's the average going to be?
500.
It's going to be 500. So the middle term in this case is 500, okay?
Yeah.
And they put 50 here to throw us off, because we would think it's 50, but remember, we're multiplying by 10.
Right.
Okay. So now that we have that information, we can also try to solve something else. Use a stem to find, to show question 25, to find the interquartile range. Perfect. Interquartile range. This will help us immensely.
Okay.
Right here, okay, this is our Q2. This is the exact middle, halfway. So now let's take, we know there's 25 values to the left and the right. We're going to take 25 and divide by 2. That's going to give us 12.5. So there's actually going to be a value in this one. Okay? So we can count 12 from the bottom. Here's 10, 11, 12. And then if I count it back this way, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This would be 12. So this is that 12.5, or the guy in the middle. So this is exactly my Q1. 450 is my Q1. Okay? Does that make sense how I got that one?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. And then I would do the same from the other way. Because I know it's 12.5. This is 10 values from the top. So I counted 10 down. 11, 12, So this is my 12th value. And if I started at Q2 and counted 12, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This gives me my Q3. Okay? So that's my Q3 value, that's my Q2 value, that's my Q1 value.
Okay.
Do those make sense how I got to them?
Yeah.
I jumped about the fast way to do it. So what that means is
Q3.
Q1 is equal to 450. Q2, we found the average. That was our 500. That was our median. Right? And Q3 was 530. Well, the IQR is equal to what?
Q3 subtract Q1.
Exactly. So we get 530. Subtract 450 is going to be 80. Okay? So then 80 is our answer for that question. Okay? So that's what they did there. Now, we didn't have to write all that information out, but if we didn't understand what these numbers on the left meant, it technically would be easiest in order to find all that by doing that much work.